So you're hosting an Airbnb guest and everything seems to be fine, but you receive that dreaded phone call. They've tripped on a rug, broken their wrist, and now they're threatening to sue you. Nightmare, right? Well, that's where liability insurance comes in. But what even is Airbnb liability insurance? What does it cover? And is it actually enough to protect you? Well, in this video, I'm going to break it all down without any of the fluff. So let's start with the basics. Airbnb liability insurance is part of something called AirCover for hosts. It's completely automatic and free of charge. Every host on Airbnb gets it the moment you list your property. Now here's what Airbnb says it does. It provides up to $1 million in liability coverage if a guest gets hurt or the personal property gets damaged during their stay. Sure, it might sound solid on paper, but don't get too comfortable yet, because there are significant gaps you need to be aware of, and we'll get to that in a moment. Here's what Airbnb liability insurance actually covers. Bodily injury: if a guest or other individual injures themselves inside your home, such as slipping in the shower or tripping on the stairs. You're covered for medical expenses, legal fees, and other associated costs. Guest belongings get damaged due to your property, such as a burst water pipe ruining their brand new laptop. This also covers theft from break-ins, damage to common areas, even if a neighbour sues you because your guest caused accidental damage to shared spaces, say flooding the flat below, you're utterly covered. So yes, Airbnb liability insurance can protect you from massive expenses in some pretty nasty situations. Legal fees, settlements, those things add up really fast. But here's the really important part: it doesn't cover everything. What does liability insurance not cover? Now, this is where most hosts get caught out. Airbnb liability insurance does not cover the following: damage to your property. If your own property is damaged, it's not covered under liability insurance. That's covered by a different type of insurance called host damage protection. Intentional acts. Let's say a disgruntled guest returns to your rental property and kicks down a row of mailboxes outside in retaliation for a bad guest review you left. If you file a claim with Airbnb liability insurance, you'll be completely out of luck. Loss of income. If you can't host because of damage, liability insurance won't cover this, sadly. Incidents outside the Airbnb booking. So if a friend visits during the guest stay and gets hurt, tough luck. And if your property isn't up to local safety codes, like faulty wiring, broken smoke alarms, that's a whole different type of legal mess you don't want to get involved in. And if you think Airbnb's insurance policy covers you for absolutely everything, well, it doesn't. And Airbnb themselves admit that their wording is very specific. Make sure you understand exactly what's covered and what's not. How to file a claim with Airbnb liability insurance. As much as you try to avoid it, an incident may occur and you'll need to file a claim. Here's how to make the process smooth as possible. Report the incident ASAP. As soon as the incident occurs, report it to Airbnb. Timely reporting helps in documenting the details accurately and making the claims process quickly as possible. Provide detailed information. Include all relevant information about the incident, such as the day, time, location, and the nature of the incident, as well as any witness statements or photos that can really support the claim. Work with the insurance agency. Once the claim is reported, Airbnb's insurance agent or insurance carrier will get involved. They will naturally guide the host through the necessary steps and may request additional documentation or evidence to support the claim. Follow up. Stay in touch with the insurance agent throughout the entire process. Respond promptly to any requests for information to avoid any nasty delays. Resolution. After reviewing all the information, the insurance will determine the claim and the amount of compensation if necessary. If the claim is approved, the insurance will cover the costs up to the policy's limit. Keep in mind, if a guest or third party is the one to report an incident to Airbnb, the host will be notified of the claim, any associated details, and any immediate action required. By getting used to the claims process before something happens, you'll be more than empowered to handle any incidents with pure confidence. Do you need extra liability protection? Look, here's the honest deal. If you're just renting out a room once a year, you might be fine relying on Airbnb's policy. But if you're running a serious short-term rental business, yeah, you may want to consider adding your own short-term rental insurance. An insurance policy that covers liability beyond $1 million, damage to your own property, income loss, and any legal fees. Think of Airbnb's liability insurance like a seatbelt. It helps, but it's not a full-body airbag system, and in this game, you need both. The last thing you want is one guest injury turning into a six-figure lawsuit that ruins your finances and your hosting venture. So what now? Here are some actions you can take today to improve your liability readiness. Don't rely blindly on Airbnb's insurance. Read the fine print. Talk to an insurance broker about STR-specific coverage, especially if you're renting multiple properties. Make sure your property is legally compliant. Smoke detectors, handrails, fire exits, all of it. Document everything, incident reports, messages with guests, even photos if something goes wrong. Airbnb's liability insurance is a really good starting point, but that's all it is, a starting point. If you're serious about being a professional host, treat this like a real business. That means protecting yourself like a business owner would, so don't wait around for something to go wrong before you figure this out. Because when it does, it's already too late. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, feel free to hit the like button and subscribe for more Airbnb breakdowns just like this.